Cooking like Cali. Today we're doing kind of a dirty keto dish. You can make it all the way keto if you want, but we're doing taco salads. I have steak, chicken, beef, in my air fryer. That's what you hear. I have it preheating for the steak. We're gonna start off with the steak first. I have regular skirt steak I picked up from the store. I seasoned it with paprika, garlic, a little taco seasoning. You don't want a lot of seasonings, and I didn't use any salt. I used my Flavor God seasonings. Once it beeps, we'll add our steak. I think my biggest thing for this dish is gonna be the guacamole. We're gonna make homemade guacamole. Now, you're gonna grab a bowl, of course. If you're feeding a family, make a big bowl, because most of the time guacamole goes fast. Let's get our knife. I got 3 pretty ripe. Now, I have a trick now to tell if it's ripe. I've always been told you pull that little piece off, and it's supposed to be kind of greenish, whitish, whatever you want to call it, just not brown. If it's still brown, it's not done. It's not ready to be cut. So you go around with your avocado. Turn. Perfect. That is a perfect avocado. You don't want to squeeze them because then you're going to actually mess them up. I like my avocados ripe, but not soft. The ones that are too soft, they come out brown. I don't like brown avocados. I like them good. And we're not gonna chop them up. I just sliced them down the sides, squeeze that a little bit, and they'll come right out. Now, this is a thing now. If you're scared of a knife, don't do this. There you go. I'll do it again. If it's too hard for you to pay attention to, I'll do it again. But get down in there. Like I told you, if you're afraid, you're gonna end up cutting yourself. Don't be afraid, just be very slow until you get where you want with this knife. Get in there, and you can use a spoon. I'm gonna grab a spoon once I'm getting all my ingredients together. Now, as far as the ingredients goes, that's just one avocado. That's a really big avocado. You're gonna I got Roma tomatoes. You can use, the salad tomatoes are fine. I have some limes, real limes, not just the lime juice. Let's say a white onion and your cilantro. I do have fresh garlic as well. I do the garlic fresh because the minced garlic tends to taste like a little salty for me. I don't like a lot of salt in my food. We're gonna do it again. Turn, boom. Do y'all see how easy that is? I have a trick that it was told to me about getting your avocado to stay green. They said once you're done, once you make your guacamole, place the seeds back on top. And I kind of feel like, I mean, that would work if it's under the right seals and also the right temperature. Anything, if it's too hot, I don't care what y'all say. I don't think it's gonna stay green, but we're gonna try it. We'll see, we'll see. We'll do a little myth check. You know, I'm always on Facebook and they're always showing different things to keep your food fresh. So I'm all for it. I don't mind trying. Now, that's almost done. I could hear it. And fresh jalapenos, don't use pickled jalapenos. For guacamole, in order for your guacamole to be spicy, you are gonna add the seeds. If you don't want it too spicy, don't use all the seeds. I've seen people using fresh jalapenos here recently on everything, and I'm like, ooh. Y'all are bold because jalapenos are spicy. I like spicy food. So what I do is I kind of cut the rib out just a little, and it leaves, there we go, we're ready. We're gonna pause for the cause to add that steak. And I have our grill. You know, ours has different, that's gonna be good. I have the grill attachment inside. And if you want, you can chop up some onions or whatever and put that inside, but once you close it, it's gonna start on its own, and there you go. I already said that I was gonna use my air fryer a lot, and I haven't used it since the first time when we did the man episode, so we're gonna use it. Now, again, with the rib is what holds all of those, you know, seeds. The seeds is where you get the heat. That's where the heat comes from, so hey, if y'all want it super spicy, go ahead, just chop them however you want. But me, no, that's too spicy. You know, we're feeding more than just us. Now, if I was just feeding me, I'd throw a couple in there just, you know. Now, I like chunky guacamole. I'm more of a chunky guacamole. I don't like the, you know, puree type. So when you see my jalapenos, you'll probably be like, oh, they're kind of thick cut. They are gonna be thick cut, but they're good. Go in there. That's just a half of one. I'm gonna start off with just a whole, and we'll play around and see about how much, because we only use 3 of the avocados now. I mean 2 of the avocados. If we were to use 3, we would definitely use all of the jalapenos to get some of that flavor out of there. I'm not a big fan of tomatoes. I'm just not. I never have been, but what's guacamole without a good tomato? If you don't like the actual, I don't like that gooey part, this is what I do. Again, take that rib out. That's what those seeds are in there. Take it out. Let's cut. I'm gonna grab me a bowl as well so that I can get, it'll be my little trash bowl. Get some of this off this cutting board. Cut. Again, that is up to you. Now, if you like tomatoes, add as many as you want. I'm only gonna use 1 for now. I'm making a guacamole just for my little personal usage right here, but I'm gonna make a bigger one because we're gonna feed a crowd, and I'm gonna give you options. Get that in there. Now, I have green onions. You can use them, it's up to you. If you have a juicer, face down, get over there, squeeze. There's nothing better than fresh juice. I see everything coming so easily. Fresh. Get you some fresh limes. It's simple. These are like $5. That's 1 whole lime. Look at that. It gets everything out of there too. Now for the onion, I always save my onions for last because I do not like cutting onions. I do not like crying. So let's see. I'm gonna try to cut it fast. Again, we didn't use all 3. I'm gonna use about a half an onion. I'll use a smaller half. I like them chunky. I cut down the sides. Peel off those sides. No, I don't want all that extra on my knife while I'm doing that. Not too chunky. You want them to where you can see them, but not, you know, biting all the way into them. So turn that to the side and you dice them. They don't have to be really small. Fresh. I know a lot of restaurants are doing like table side. I haven't seen them doing lately due to COVID. So do your own table side. Make your own guacamole. Let's see. Let's go down that way. I like cooking at home, although I do miss, you know, going out, doing more things with friends, but here's the opportunity to actually spend some time with your family. And that is good. I got some of that in there. You don't want any of that skin. Now, as far as cilantro, I love cilantro. We also have a sauce. I have a friend of mine who makes a really good sauce. It's called Kimone's crack sauce. Shout out to Kimone. We're gonna use that on the very top. Now, when you see it, you might think, oh, that's guacamole. It's not guacamole. It's a green sauce, salsa verde, whatever you wanna call it. I have no idea what's in it, but I just know it's good and it's addictive. So for my guacamole eaters, we're making homemade guacamole. And for my sauce lovers, shout out to Kimone. I'm gonna add her info. Look at that. Now, I like chunky guacamole, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab a knife. I'm gonna mix it up by hand. Just take you a regular knife. I can already smell that steak. Take you a knife, get in there. Your guacamole is going to be chunky. Now, if you want more of like a puree type, you can put it in a food processor, not to a blend, do more of a chop, and you'll get it. And this is why I say I didn't want a bunch of, you know, avocados inside, because avocados, they don't have a lot of flavor to some people. I love the flavor of them. I could eat an avocado with just some, you know, salt and pepper. We are, look, I'm making a mess. We are gonna use some, let's see, our garlic. We're gonna use our garlic. We're gonna do that last. I'm gonna try to add a couple seasons to it. The only seasons that I do use would be garlic. I have my everything seasoning. You can use some paprika, you can use chili powder, cayenne. It all depends on the flavors that you want. You know I don't use a lot of salt, so my Flavor God seasonings come in handy. It's so hot right now in Houston. You don't want salt because it's all gonna sweat out of you anyway. Last thing you want is to be feeling all salty. So, look at that, that looks good. I love guacamole. If I could make guacamole all the time, I would. Only thing is, it doesn't last, so we're gonna try that seed trick that everybody's talking about on Facebook. Now, this is our garlic lovers. Before we add our garlic, we're gonna add a little garlic seasoning. And you know I eyeball my seasoning, so hey, I say that's about 2 teaspoons. A tablespoon is a little bit more, so I think that's about 2 teaspoons. I'm getting better. Now, as far as garlic is concerned, you don't want to bite into a big, thick piece of garlic. So I'll show you guys what we're doing. You're gonna slice it long ways. And then just chop it short. So it's like minced garlic, but it's not sitting in oil, it's not sitting in water, whatever else I don't know what they put in there most of the time. But if you want something fresh, you gotta use fresh ingredients. So there is our guacamole. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna throw those seeds on top and add that to the fridge. We'll see how that goes. Now our steak is done. It takes about 10 minutes for the steak. It looks amazing. We're gonna set it down and let it rest. And then we're gonna set our air fryer for our chicken. So for the chicken, it takes about 13 to 20 minutes. I have really thin chicken breasts that we're gonna grill. So we'll start the grill. I think we'll put it more on like a, not a max, we'll do a high. It'll preheat itself. I'm gonna grab our chicken out of the fridge. We're going to put our guacamole in the fridge and make some room for our other stuff. Let's go. Now our chicken breasts, like I said, they are very thin cut, but they're perfect for grilling. They're perfect for a salad. You get really full off of a taco salad. A lot of people think ground meat for a taco salad. I think any kind of meat I could put on a grill and throw on top of my salad, that's a chicken salad. So once that is beeping, we will add it. That's gonna be good. All right, so don't crowd it. Again, we have our grill plates. Set them, and it cooks both sides. You can go in and you can turn them if you want, but they'll cook all the way through. It's not enough room for all of them. Let's see. I love this air fryer. Makes it easy for keto. Oh yeah, we can fit all of them on the inside. That's good. Now, another thing that I do have going, I started making rice. Rice is not keto, we get it, but we're doing a dirty keto. So you can remove the rice. I have black beans and I also have corn. I like to char my corn and I also like to cook my beans. I just got, you know, your regular, you can use corn, like if you have a lot of time, fresh corn on the cob, you can grill them inside your air fryer, chop that down, put that on the top. I'm gonna char it on top of the stove. Let's go. Now for the corn and the beans, I just used a can of each. Put your little oil in there. I have it up high. I also have some rice. My rice is done. Just use regular saffron rice. For the corn, just drop that in there. We're gonna cook them separate. You're not gonna cook them together, cook them separate because you want everything to have its own flavor, so by the time it gets together, it's perfect. You don't have to season the corn. The corn is probably already kind of sweet. I don't want a bunch of different seasonings in the actual taco salad. I like my taco salad to taste fresh. I have some shredded lettuce, that's all. Look at that corn. You can hear it. When corn starts to cook, it'll fry up really good. Don't leave it unattended too long. Now that we have our steak cut, we're gonna cut up a few pieces of our chicken. Again, we gotta have some variety, so I usually cook more than just one type of meat for the family. All right, now our shrimp are done. We're gonna take those shrimp out. Whew, that air fryer gets hot. Let's get these shrimp up out of here. All right, now we've cut up some chicken. We'll cut up a little bit more. I'm gonna make a bowl just to show you how I would put mine together. This is how you're gonna start. You want heavy at the bottom, all the way light to the top. So we're gonna start with rice. Let's get some rice at the bottom. Get you a really cute bowl, put it together however you want, but I'll show you my way. My way is the best way. Put you some beans in there. Now I save the corn for the top. I just like the way it looks. Now your lettuce. You're gonna do maybe about a 1/4 cup of lettuce. You want it to be an actual salad, so of course you gotta use a little greenery. Now, I see a lot of cheese on top of the meat, but I like my cheese to melt, so I go lettuce then cheese. It's up to you. We're gonna do, I'll take a little chicken. If you like chicken, you know I like my food to be pretty. We'll do chicken on one end. We'll throw me a few steaks over there. We're gonna throw some shrimp down the middle. Now for the corn, we're not gonna use a lot. Sprinkle that corn in there. Again, you can make this family style so that your whole family can come in, put it however they like, make it to wherever they like. I like lime juice on mine. I'm gonna grab a lime. Grab a lime, cut them in fourths, so you can put them on the side. If anybody else likes them, they'll eat it. Lime. Now guacamole, that's all about preference if you don't like guacamole. Now I do like it's queso fresco, but you know, I have the shredded cheese in there. The shredded cheese is more so to get that melted cheese flavor. I don't like nacho cheese. I don't really like canned cheese. I always make my own, you know, cheese from scratch, especially when it comes to a sauce. Now, queso fresco is one thing. It kind of crumbles. So, we'll get it, crumble it on the top. And if you like Chipotle, you'll love this. You'll love it. This is Chipotle at home, baby. Now we'll grab a little guacamole. Let me grab a little spoon so that you guys can see what I got going on here. Feels like it's a lot going on, but it's really not. Let's see. A little guacamole here, right on top. Now I have some dried cilantro. I also have some fresh cilantro. I'm just gonna use the dried just for a little color on top. All right. Now, shake that sauce up. Put it over there, come on. It has a lot of like cilantro in it, so sometimes it gets stuck, but it's okay. There we go. Now I'm gonna move this to the side so you guys can see what we are working with. Again, we have steak, guacamole, fresh guacamole, chicken, shrimp. You can't beat that. I'm gonna add a couple shrimp because I love shrimp. It's all up to whoever's eating. It doesn't really matter. Again, if you have an air fryer, you don't need a bunch of pans. You don't need a bunch of anything. The air fryer is gonna cook everything for you. And there you have it. Our dirty keto taco salad. We have a lot of chicken left, steak, fresh lime on top, and we're done. We are done. I'm ready to eat. I am ready to eat. Look at that. All right, guys, make sure you tune in every week. We have a new video every week. We're gonna start doing some more shorter videos, smaller recipes. we're still on quarantine, so we're gonna keep calling it Quarantine Edition. Thanks for tuning in. Good night. Let's eat.